So hello everybody. Today is going to be a pretty unfiltered video. I'm just going to talk about today about life and how life will pretty much break you down, destroy you if you're not doing anything. So I guess I'll open up it about life right now. It's pretty okay. Some setbacks here and there, and we're doing pretty good. Either way, we're moving on and continuing forward with life as usual. But I wanted to talk about today um, about getting better at dealing with life and dealing with struggle and things like that, basically. So, what does it mean? Life will destroy you, and so on. Life destroying you just means life will do anything it can to destroy you if you're not moving forward in some way. So, if you're not taking care of your health, life will most likely go ahead and destroy your body. If you are not advancing in your career, then you're most likely going to be left behind, and life is going to destroy you in one way or another. If you're not in a financially good position, otherwise, in some other way other than your career, like maybe you have rich parents or something. But the thing is, life will take any opportunity to destroy you if you're weak. So, the most important thing in life, honestly, is just to be not weak and make sure that you're actually working towards something all the time. If you're not, life will destroy you at any point. And as you go along in life, the most important thing is honestly to just get used to and expect setbacks every time you do something maybe a little bit risky or outside of your comfort zone. And at the end of the day, life is always unexpected. You don't know what's coming your way. You should definitely be optimistic about life at the best you can, but at the same time have a healthy level of expectation, as in like don't really have any expectation, because you're going to have setbacks, and those expectations are going to fall down and you're going to be disappointed as usual. I think in life that's the most important thing to do is, especially if something doesn't feel right to you, you're probably correct a lot of the time. That's what I find is, if you trust your gut and you just listen to yourself, what your insides tell you, you can tell if something is wrong in any situation usually. Not always, it's not always the truth. There's always facts, of course, and you have to figure out the truth sometimes about things. But it just helps you avoid setbacks and expect setbacks. If you go into a project with the intention and mindset of, I know this might fail, or I know there's going to be setbacks, you're not going to be so disappointed when it happens. You're going to be prepared for it instead of just like, oh, this happened, I wasn't expecting that. And then you're going to be losing hope and all these other things. So that's those moments where life will destroy you and honestly break you down, is where if you're not ready for situations and you're completely optimistic all the time. Optimism, while it helps, it doesn't also prepare you for the worst. So yes, be optimistic, but also prepare for the worst. And that's something I've applied now for a long time. Is yes, I'm optimistic sort of, but I also have that mindset of, okay, I know that this might go wrong because I've experienced something similar before. So I kind of expect something to go wrong. So when it happens, I'm literally just like, I can react to it in a way where I barely react at all, and I'm just like, I just walk away from the situation if I can, whatever the situation it is, and or I deal with the situation in however way I can. But it doesn't faze me anymore, as I've kind of dealt with similar situations, unless it's like something really big that affects my life. Usually most of the time, these things that break us down or kind of tries to destroy you from the inside, maybe like mentally, most of the time these situations are something you can kind of walk away from, or you can control in some way, at least in your own head. Maybe not the external things, but you can control yourself. And because of the fact that you can control yourself and you can just use that as in like, remember that we suffer in imagination more than in reality. It's something you forget a lot of times, is we suffer more in imagination in our brain than we do in reality, because in reality there's nothing wrong. But on the other hand, in imagination we start imagining things about people and things, and we start thinking about the worst case scenarios. And maybe if you're like dating or something, for example, this is a really easy example to use. You start imagining things about the other person, that like, oh, what are they doing, and all these kind of things, useless things. That's imagination, it's not actual reality. You might as well just see what happens in reality. If nothing happens, nothing happens, and that's it, you walk away. Now, as far as like life goes and life destroying you, like life will take any chance it can get to destroy you, because that's how it kind of goes. It's not, it's nature to an extent to expect change in a sense, and that's what humans do, is change. So you should not in life expect it to be easy at any point, and always, even if you're doing great right now, expect some setbacks. There's always going to be setbacks and problems to deal with. That's life. But I think a lot of people should take more control of their life as well, and not expect so much for life to just be easy, and really just go on and figuring out a way of life for you that makes you able to continue and progress in life without getting broken down or destroyed. Because I see a lot of people who get broken down in certain different areas of life, like maybe it's their career, it's their dating life, whatever. They get really destroyed about things because it didn't work out, or they had expectations and things like that, and too much hope in a sense. Hope isn't inherently a bad thing, I would say, but with hope you have to take into account that there's always the possibility of setbacks, and that's what you have to be prepared for. And when you're prepared for it, even if you're optimistic, you're still going to be in a better position to deal with the hurt and pain that comes from getting disappointed or failing or things like that. And I just wanted to share this little life lesson and tidbits about life here, and life breaking and destroying you, because it will happen to everybody, obviously. I'm not the only one that this happens to. And the most important thing is just to go on and set very low expectations, or none at all, or just prepare for the worst in every case. Of course, sometimes somebody might say don't prepare for the worst, because it's dumb to always prepare for the worst, but in my opinion, preparing for the worst is always the best, because that allows you to have a backup plan and you don't get disappointed, or you don't worry about the setbacks, because you're prepared for it all along. You primed your mind to deal with the worst case scenario already. So when you're prepared for the worst case scenario, life cannot break you down, because you're already prepared for what life is going to throw at you. And if nothing happens and you get the best case scenario, then you just focus on the best and you enjoy it, and you enjoy life as long as it goes. And if you get the worst case, then you just do what you have to do. It is kind of a, you could say it is what it is situation, as in like you deal with it. It's life. And that's what I wanted to leave you with. I hope you enjoyed the video and got something into your mind out of this video, and hope it helps you improve with your life and mindset. I think in life, a lot of times, we people tend to be perhaps overly optimistic sometimes, and some people, on the other hand, are very overly negative all the time. I think you have to find a balance of both, but just have the expectations ready for the worst case and the best case. Just keep both in mind, and you have a balance in life rather than just going on one side or the other. Thank you for watching.